Ramadan Mubarak. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That is, the praises for God. Nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu. We seek Him for help and assistance, and we seek Him for forgiveness for our mistakes, our sins, our shortcomings. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. That is, we openly bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad ibn Abdullah is his servant and messenger. The prayers and the peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad, upon his family, his companions, and all of his righteous followers. And my bride, and what follows of this traditional salutation. Again, Assalamu alaikum wa Ramadan Mubarak. We are here today. It's really a celebration. A celebration. We're in the month of Ramadan, but right before the month of Ramadan, there were a group of us here in this community at Masjid Muhammad that had the wonderful opportunity to witness history. Really, we witnessed history. We were in Houston, Texas last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we were at the site of, the address is 6641 Belford Street, Houston, Texas. This is the site of the Houston Masjid of Al-Islam, historically. And this community has been around for over 60 years, give or take a few years. Started in the 1950s. The community has been a pillar, really the first masjid in Houston, Texas. And 2 years ago, right after the passing of our leader and teacher, Imam Warithuddeen Mohammed, the masjid was destroyed. The masjid was destroyed by Hurricane Ike. Hurricane Ike, the masjid was destroyed. Now there were efforts. They thought, well, we can just rebuild. It's just the roof is cracked in half, and the walls are cracked. There are holes and things missing, but maybe we can rebuild this. But they had a structural engineer come in, and he said, you know, it would be better and less expensive to just demo, tear down the whole thing, and come back and rebuild from the ground up. That would be more cost effective. So for some of us, this would be the end. If the masjid, a storm came and destroyed the masjid. This is we also hear this. There's hadith that talk about the Kaaba being that a sign will happen when the Kaaba is destroyed. So this is the masjid is just as symbolic. It's our house of faith. We give up, or we have the spirit to rebuild and continue. So we find in this community in Houston, Texas, our community, they didn't have any money. I think he said they had Imam Wazir Ali. He's the resident Imam at the Houston Masjid of Al-Islam. He has been here. He's done a program with us, a seerah program, a contemporary look at the life of Muhammad the Prophet, prayers and peace be upon him. But he said they had $60,000 in the bank. $60,000 in the bank, and strong faith. And in less than 2 years, a year and a half, they built the masjid. They built the masjid, and it is a beautiful masjid. If I wanted to share with you the pictures, this here is a graphical rendering of the masjid, and it follows the New Africa concept. You know, this is a new land. And as people were coming here, colonizing and settling, they would come from their country or their city, their town, come from the town of York and go establish New York, or come from the town of Jersey and establish New Jersey, or come from the town of Haven and establish New Haven. So Imam Muhammad told us, he said, if we want to connect to our African, Muslim heritage in West Africa, many of the Imam Muhammad has shown us through history now, not just what Imam Muhammad is, but proof, evidence that our ancestors were West African Muslims. So he said, we come here in America and we build on this West African architecture, and we say this is New Africa. So this is the first masjid in our community built from the ground up on the New Africa model. On the New Africa model. And it was very powerful. Very, very powerful. I'm not going to attempt to give you all the spirit, but what I want to do is just set the tone and let you know what we witnessed. We witnessed the coming together of all of Texas, from the governor, from the mayor, from the county officers, from the congressman, from the Supreme Court of the state of Texas, all the Muslim communities, the Turkish community in Texas, the Pakistani community in Texas, the Indian community in Texas, the Arab community in Texas, all the communities coming together to acknowledge this historic occasion and in support of this historic occasion. So it was phenomenal. And when they built the masjid, they named the masjid in honor of our leader, Imam Warithuddeen Mohammed. So this masjid will stand as a sign for years to come. When you see this, you see a community of people that have inherited the deen of Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it is our leader that gave us that vision, that insight to say we don't have to be somebody else. We don't have to throw away our identity. We don't have to become something else and wear another type of clothing and forget about our ancestors and forget about our history and forget about our experience. No, we can take from our experience. We can take from our history, and we can know that Allah did that for us, that is special for us, that is what makes us the Muslims that we are today. That was by Allah. And so this is the spirit, the New African spirit. This is the spirit of this community here at Masjid Muhammad. So before I go, we're going to open up to the brothers. I think the brothers who were here, we don't have the sister that was here with us, but the brothers that were with us in Houston to share their experience. We're going to pass out some of the things that were gifts that were given to us in Houston. Very, very, very beautiful experience. But I just want to share, we had the opportunity to represent Masjid Muhammad and share with them. And what I told them, I said, we are Masjid Muhammad in Washington, D.C., historically temple number 4. But Masjid Muhammad in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And we have the distinction of being the first masjid in our community built from the ground up. So we know how you feel. So you all have the distinction of being the first community building a masjid from the ground up after the passing of our leader. But we also made the distinction that our leader is not dead. Our leader is not dead. Though he may not be physically with us, we don't lack for leadership. We're not looking for new leadership. Our leader is Imam Warithuddeen Mohammed. And we believe strongly that he is a renewer, a reviver of faith for this time. And no, we don't think that anybody has shown us a better example on how to apply Islam today, especially in America and in the world today. And the proof is in the work. And we acknowledge and we welcome the scholarship of all Muslims today. But we also acknowledge that Imam Muhammad is the one who set the pace, who stood up and said that we are American and we are Muslim and there's no conflict in that. That Islam is freedom, justice, and equality, but the Declaration of Independence has the same spirit in it. So we just want to share that. And inshallah, at this time, I'm going to pass out, this is a program from the event, and I want to share it. I think some of our brothers here have some of the pictures that they share. I also share this is a brochure from the event, and this is a commemorative coin with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And on the back it has a picture of the masjid, so we'll pass these around, inshallah. And at this time, the Jihad, Abdul-Salaam, and then Brother Kawi and Dr. Zayd, inshallah.
Ramadan Mubarak. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, alhamdulillah. Yes, I became aware of this great event back when we had the Mali conference in Charlotte, North Carolina. And after immediately hearing the presentation of this event taking place, I got right on it because I know it's so historical. It's like the time when I guess they four runners when the Honorable Najee Mohammed came here in Washington, D.C. and built this masjid. So I know it was a great honor for those that were still here at that presence to witness that great ceremony that he prayed for this particular masjid. So I definitely wanted to be in Houston, Texas to witness the veiling, the celebration of Masjid W.D. Mohammed. And it was just a whole beautiful experience. I mean, it's hard to describe, like you say, but the spirit and the experience is just overwhelming. And, you know, good camaraderie, the believers, you're meeting the believers all across the country, you're listening to the inspiring talks. But I remember doing, I think it was the Juma tape, and the Imam Wazir was explaining all the trials and tribulations they were going through. But he said after they built that foundation, it stuck to my mind, and when he said they prayed the prayer of Ibrahim, which is in Surah 2, most of us have read that ayats in Surah 2, 127. It says, Wa'id Yafa'u Ibrahimu Ko Wa'idda min al Bayti wa Ismailu Rabbana takabbal minna innaka anta wasami'ul alim. And it says, remember Abraham and Ishmael raised the foundation of the house with this prayer: Our Lord, accept this service from us, for thou art the all-hearing and the all-knowing. Then he went on to, in 128, it also states, Rabbana wa ja'alna muslimina malaka wa min al-duriyatina ummatun muslimatin laka wa rina munasikanna wa tub alayna innaka anta watawabur rahim. And our Lord, make us Muslims, bowing to your will, and your progeny of people of Muslim, bowing to your will, and show us our places for the celebration of due rights, and turn unto us in mercy, for thou art the oft-relenting and most merciful. So, alhamdulillah, when they said, I mean, it was just so inspiring. Brother Imam Wazir, he's a very inspiring, upcoming pioneer for this day in the 21st century. So, alhamdulillah, and it's just the camaraderie of the brothers that were there and the people that represented Washington, D.C. that were there, and some of our other members that relocated to Houston. You know, Sister Samad, she's down there. Brother Preacher Moss, he's residing in Houston. We met him down there. I mean, and Houston is huge. Believe you me, it is huge. It's a beautiful countryside. So, alhamdulillah, I don't want to take up all my time, time here at Masjid Muhammad. Just want to share those brief things with you. As-salamu alaykum. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to follow what Brother Jihad said. It was very, very inspiring to be there. I mean, it's hard to try to find the words to describe how the spirit. Everybody just seemed to just want to be involved. I mean, they were involved. There wasn't anybody trying to be the superstar. Everybody just wanted to be involved. And they came together, and one of the brothers that is not here that went with us, Minsal, we got there on Friday, but Minsal got there on Thursday. And when we got there on Friday, it was just in time for June. And the place was fabulous. I mean, trash on the ground. Place was masjid was cold because they had the air conditioning on inside. They had the big tent out. They have another property that's adjacent to the masjid that they just built. About the size of the masjid and the parking lot probably. And they had a tent set up for the overflow. They had Juma on Friday. It was 600 people. The temperature was probably about 100 and some degrees. Yeah, it was hot. And no shade. I mean, it was just hot. The masjid sits out there in the open. You know, the lot is out in the open. The tent was out in the open. All right, so it was hot. But he had 600 people there. And out of the 600 people being there, the spirit never dulled. The spirit was just as high as the sun. You know, just as high as the heat, higher. You know, we didn't even think about the heat. We just enjoying ourselves, enjoying the camaraderie, enjoying the experience of being in a Muslim community that has that kind of spirit. It did so much for my spirit. I know it did something for everybody else's spirit too. And that was just on the Friday. And then the Saturday was actually the ribbon cutting day. And it was over 1,000 people there. I was in the masjid and in the lot. And everybody just was there. They wanted to be there. And they're just not just wanted to be there. They wanted to be a part of it. I mean, it was about 105 that day, wasn't it? When we got there, they were just sitting up. And we came in and just seemed, it was just like a beehive. Everybody just doing something. So then what we gonna do? We gonna do something too. So there was a big stack of chairs and big stack of tables underneath the bench, underneath the tent. They said, man, we gotta get these out of here. We gotta set this up. We started doing that. We brother Jihad and our brothers, and it was so hot we got drenched. We was soaking wet, you know, with sweat, just trying to get those things up. But then we had some younger brothers came up and rescued us. And look, they never missed a beat. They stayed there as long until it was done. We got it done. Everybody sit down in front of the fans, and it was a beautiful program. And like Brother Imam was saying, it was just a beautiful thing to see the state of Texas come together. I mean, you had people everywhere, from all walks of life. We had the folklore there. I mean, it was just everybody was there, and everybody wanted to contribute. I mean, I don't want to take somebody else's thunder because I might say something because I might be up there talking about it. But oh yeah, one of the things that struck me is the engineer, the building engineer. After the storm, he came in and he looked at it. Like the brother said, he said, "Well, it's probably cheaper to even build another building." But he had the insight to say, "Look. What we're going to do, we're going to add on to the old foundation, you know, and then we're going to build." This brother built this building. He saved, I know Houston, a community, plenty of money. He didn't ask Holly for anything. And he just stayed there. He was there. I thought he was a Muslim when I seen it. I mean, I didn't know who he was. He just walking around taking pictures and enjoying himself with everybody. And when they brought him up and introduced him, this is the engineer who did it. Wow, that's good. And he said, in all his building experience, he's built many, many, many buildings. He said this is the first building that he actually seen come alive. He said he walked into the building. He said, I can feel the building breathing. He said these people. He said this was the first building I ever seen come to life. You know, and I thought that was a profound statement coming from somebody that's not from us. So this is a Caucasian man. And giving his energies and his expertise to help establish Imam Warithuddeen Mohammed Masjid. So I don't want to take a very much time, but that's what I had to say. That's what struck me. You know, the willingness to come together and, like the Imam said, the faith. They had no money. They came on faith. And they put together, everybody did whatever they could do. Nobody was fighting for position. I want to be this, I want to be that. Whatever you had to offer, whatever you thought you had to offer, just bring it. And they did it. And not only did they do that, the place where we had the tent, they get ready to break ground on that to put up Islamic Center. The masjid is paid for already. It just opened. So it was a beautiful experience. So I want to bring on Brother Kareem. I know he has a lot to say. Yes, yeah, I know you do. Yes, you do. Anyway, so that was my experience. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, and this is one of the commemorative shirts also that they had. But I bring the sisters, we want to see some pictures and all this good spirit back. We want to get together and we can do at the convention. If you probably go to the convention, I'm sure they probably have some of the same memorabilia there at the convention. You know, if I had the money, sister, I'd have bought everybody something back, but I didn't have it like that.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Muhammadin. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. I don't really want to say much because I talk too much sometimes. And I just want to echo what our brother said. It's hard to describe. Just the feeling that you get with people that's committed to one goal. You know, sacrificing everything for one focus, for one vision. And when you have that vision and you have a mission, then everything else is secondary. You know what I'm saying? That's what's primary. That's what everybody is moving towards. And if anybody gets off track of that, then everybody puts them back, right, on track together because it's love. I mean, it's all love and freedom. And one of our brothers, you know, in addition to the chairs we worked on, one of our brothers, I don't want to embarrass him. There was about 5 or 6 of us down there, wasn't it, all together? So I'm not going to say who it was, but, you know, it was a light. They have like 4 light bulbs up in the front, okay? And one of them was out. And, you know, Allah had put in this brother's heart, I got to do something. So he went and got light bulbs, put the light up in the you know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, I mean, it invited you to want to do something. You know, so I told him, yeah, but see, that's the thing. You know, whatever's needed, though. See, the light was needed, so I told her, yeah, you brought light to Houston. You know, but that's the spirit. You know, that's the spirit that was there, and that's the spirit that we want to have, that our soul wants to have. You know, it's not about none of us, right? Really. It's about Allah. You know, and without Allah, without the Quran, without the Prophet, without Imam W.B. Muhammad, would none of us be here. Have an opportunity to have a family life, to raise children, to contribute something to society. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is huge, man. And so, you know, this emerging generation, and I like the statement you made, Abdul-Kawi, about, you know, see, everything, Allah is teaching us everything if you just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So you said we were doing the chairs and the younger brothers came and rescued us. And to me, that's a metaphor of what's happening. Because you know how long we going to be here, y'all? I mean, right? We got some more left in us now. But we know, right? We need this next generation, this emerging generation, to come and rescue us. You know, and we need to pour into them what we have been given from our life experience and failures and mistakes and successes and all that. That's part of, you know. I was talking with Imam Tariq, and I had asked him a lot of questions about stuff, but one of the points he made was that for us as a community going forward, it's going to depend on the cooperation of these different generations, those who came before, those who come now. I mean, and even our grandparents, if you want to think about some of the pioneers for our generation, as we are a forebearer for this emerging generation. And I think that's really true. You know, that cooperation, we can, I'm going to own it for me, because I'm one soul, can humble myself, cooperate, you know, with this emerging generation, with our generation with those forebears in front of us, then we have a chance, man, to keep this thing alive, long after we're gone. And maybe nobody will record, your name, our name, right? To say, oh, nobody will know who that brother is that put that light bulb in there. But the angels recorded it. And Allah knows, right? And that's written down on the record, So I say I don't really want to talk. I mean, y'all know. I just run my mouth. But, we can do the same thing, And one thing about this emerging generation, they like to do things fast. They ain't got no time to be waiting and wait. Let's do it now. That's right. Everything is instant message. Let's text. Okay, we're going to go do it now. So there was a little challenge laid out between some of them, from the East Coast. Not us. We didn't issue the challenge, but there were some who, because that's how. But it was a righteous competition. It was a righteous competition. Houston has laid down the progress, the evidence of the vision, the evidence of the growth, the evidence of what we can give. And so now it's up to those who feel that to pursue that excellence from where you are. It starts with each one of us as an individual. And then it grows into units and teams and organization, city, the congressman, and he was so fired up. I mean, he would just, you just had to be there. You just had to see it. I don't know if we can get some DVDs. Maybe we'll get it, and we can watch it together, inshallah. He was so fired up. He was like, Allahu Akbar. He just, he was just, his soul and spirit was so full. And I think that's what it was with everyone. So we hope we've conveyed something to you who were blessed with the experience. Maybe we'll all get a chance to go again. Even to go to visit. I mean, there's a presence in that place. You know what I'm saying? Just to go to visit, catch Jummah and meet the people and feel that energy. You'll get the same kind of thing. When we go to convention, anybody that's there from Houston, let's talk to them. Let's get to know them. Let's ask Allah for what He wants to show us, right? To show you, and then we'll keep going. But surely our community is in good shape, and I want to say here in Washington D.C., I believe we're in good shape. As we continue to evolve ourselves. Yes, please. Does this masjid represent the dead or the living, or both? What is it? Okay. I will respond to this question from a story that Imam Yahya Abdullah gave at the fundraising dinner. Okay? So bear with me. Okay. So he says when he was over in, I think it was Egypt, and he wanted to go to pray, right? And he had heard that there was this big masjid. It seats like 5,000 people can accommodate 5,000 people. So he wanted to go pray, but he couldn't find the masjid, right? And so he was where some shops were, and he was asking about it. And so he had to. It was a little covering or something at this door for the shop. The brother said, "Okay, you have to come through here to get to the masjid." So he goes in there. This huge place, right? 5,000 people could be in there praying, and nobody was in there, right? Beautiful thing, right? So he said he had to go up and hustle up some people just to go and to pray, right? So now, would you say that masjid was alive or dead? No, based on your question now. Not based on your question, it was, it's not the building that gives life, right? is people. So he contrasted that experience with our place, right? You know, maybe 20 of the Masala areas in Houston or more would fit that space over in this place in Egypt, right? But even though lesser space, we had 600 people in there, right? Versus a place that could seat 5,000, he had to go hustle up and get some people in just to come in to pray. So to me, this masjid is all the way alive because of the spirit of the people, because of the spirit that our leader brought to us, right? Because of what Allah sent through him, right? And those of human beings that were blessed to assimilate some of that. And again, this mission is way beyond just a Houston Masjid or Masjid Muhammad. You know, when you saw all of the people, we're going to have friends, what did Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? You're going to have friends in all walks of life, right? Right? Well, when you witness that, and I hope we get to see the DVDs, you'll love to see it. You know, you had the top judge for the Supreme Court of Texas. He's number one in the legal area for the state of Texas. And Texas is big. You know, they do everything in big there. We went to the restaurant. They didn't have no small sodas. You had to order medium or large. That's just Texas, right? You know, so this guy, he's way up there. Well, he was there. He was humble. He was congratulatory. And it wasn't just like, you know, you hear the story, that, well, yeah, you know, you just decided you had faith and then you built it. We can't even imagine what they had to go through for regulations, for plans, for approvals, for red tape, for, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine. Any of y'all ever had contractors do work in your house? Just do one thing, get your kitchen done, or one, just right? And you know how that is. So imagine that multiplied over and over again. So I would just say, in any response y'all want to have to the sister's question, we can. Matter of fact, why don't we take questions? Why don't we, like as a little panel or something? We have to come up here so the people that are watching can see us, can see you, and so forth. But that live spirit is in us. You know, it's not the building, it's the people. What other questions do y'all have that we might be able to respond to? Or anything else that you guys want to say?
Oh, well, I want to make another comment. I love Salat, so I try to make all my prayers in any masjid that I can get to. And being that we were in Houston, Texas, I told the brothers, look, we got to get the Fajr, right? So we get the Fajr prayer, and just by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was blessed to call the adhan, okay? So that really pumped me up. I was like, woo, this is it, man. I'm calling the adhan on the ribbon cutting day at Masjid Warithuddeen Mohammed, Houston, Texas. So, man, I was pumped up. So, I'm telling you. So then, okay, we go through all the events that particular day. So, Zay and I were, roommates. So we said, man, it's time for the Fajr. Let's get at it. So we get there early. The place is locked up. So I said, well, let's just drive around a little while, right? So we drive back up to the mall, and we sat at this Walgreens. We just sitting there, peaceful, just contemplating. He looks at me, I look at him. And he said, did you hear that? I said, yeah, it sounded like the adhan. He said, man, it sounds spooky, but you just had to witness that event. But to me, that was real. We heard it. I mean, and the place ain't even opened up yet, but we heard adhan, because I had the windows wound up. I said, I didn't tell you. I said, I'm going to wind the window down because I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, man, that's what I heard too. So I said, wow, man, let's get back to the masjid. So we got back to the masjid, And again, when we came in, the brother said, "Call the adhan." I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." So, alhamdulillah, that was a great thing, man. I really enjoyed it. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment on what I was mentioning before about the engineer when he said he was building on the adding to the old foundation. And I thought that was a profound statement, and I seen the connection also with the pioneers that came before us. You laid the foundation. We're not trying to take it away from you. We want to add on to it. We want to carry the same spirit that they had in Houston and carry it out throughout the country. That was just the first Masjid Warithuddeen Mohammed. But our goal is to have one in every major city in America. So we have a lot to do, and we have a lot to build on because we have a legacy already. We already have a legacy. We don't have to reinvent no wheel. All we have to do is just get with what we already have. You know, the foundation is laid, the direction has been pointed. We have our Qibla. All we have to do is just follow, and keep that spirit alive, keep that faith. Yeah. Beg pardon? No. They tore the building completely down to its foundation. Well, this foundation is not cracked. The only cracks in it is the ones we try to put in it, but there's no cracks in it, you know. So we can build on it. We can expand on it. You know, there's no limit to what we can do, you know, with faith. Sure, why not? But see, there's opportunity. That's just opportunity. That's opportunity to establish a community there. You know, so we can start something and just keep it going. What's the start? No, the time is now. So that's the job for us to do. You know, we have to make it smooth. You know, we can build on that. Well, it all depends on how much we put into it.
Because I think you can see right now we've already made some physical improvements within the Masjid itself. We painted, you know, put new carpets. You know, we're striving to, you know, to make it. Yeah, we're working, inshallah. Everything is in the stages. We're working in that direction. Well, you know, it's a big ship. You know how a big ship turns very slow. That's right. It's still on the water. Alhamdulillah.
Yes, ma'am. And one thing he said was think big, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I wanna say something. I think I'm supposed to say this because really the way I think I understand life doesn't mean that I'm accurate. Okay? I don't even say I understand it. I just say the way I think I understand it. That what we think, what we feel, what we say is really what creates our reality. And when we started this conversation a few minutes ago, with all due respect, you know, we said, first thing that I heard was, we don't have so and so and so and so. Okay? we don't have so and so and so and so. Now, if I'm thinking about what I don't have, instead of thinking about what I do have, thinking about what I can't do, right? Instead of thinking about what I can do, right? Then I'm setting myself up for what? For failure, right? So, we want to manifest something physically, right? It gets down to belief, right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a belief about what he was doing. Wasn't nothing going to stop him from doing what his mission and job was, right? He wasn't talking about, I don't have this and I don't have that, I can't do this, I can't do that. So once we begin to change that thinking, that feeling, as a soul, a collective soul, then we will see more physical manifestation of the things that we really want. But as long as we're, what I'm saying, in that other thing, we just continue to stifle it, and that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's just my opinion. There are a lot of ways to look at it. I don't say that's right. I just say that's how I see it. It's just an opinion. Allah knows. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I can't draw a straight line. But somebody can. Let me ask
See,
you.
that's the point that I was making before. It's so much work. It's something for everybody to do. So all we have to do is just start working. Yeah? All we have to do. We can't let what we don't have stop us. We can't let what we didn't do stop us. We have to start doing what we know we should be doing. And that's a sort of a personal commitment. If you're personally committed to do a thing, then you're going to do it regardless of whether anybody else moving or not. You're going to do your part. So if everybody take on that kind of spirit and do what they can do, something will get done. Sister?
Do we have to have a picture in our mind of what we want to build before we start building it? Do we have to have a thought, right? They had to have a thought. They had to have a blueprint, right, before you start working. If you don't have any vision, any thoughts, then it's going to be very difficult to build anything.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to say this right here is that I think listening to you all back and forth. I just want to say this right here, and I clearly understand both sides, and I understand where you're coming from, sister. And we need that kind of spirit that you have, that motivating and that pushing spirit, and that to get it done type spirit, which is a beautiful spirit. So I just want to let you know I understand where you're coming from, and I think what the brothers also are saying is that we need to be doing something. You're saying the same thing, really, but I think what it has to be clear, or where you're coming from is like we need to do and do it. I think that's what you're saying. You're saying, let's do it. And right. Exactly. Right. And what I think is that, like Najee said, is that do you need to have something in your mind? Do you need to have a vision? Do you need to have a plan? Do you need to know where you're going in order for you to start going? So we can't just keep saying go, and don't know where you're going. So let me finish. So there is, and the brother said, there is a lot of things that's happening right now. And it might not be happening as fast as we want it to happen, but it's happening. And that's what we have to understand, that there's a lot of things going on. And if you just look around, anybody can see there's things that are going on. Just a couple of days ago, you didn't see the child on the floor downstairs. Now you do. Agla-zam, agla-boo. There it is, you know. So I'm just saying, the brother's bathroom down there, they just put a wudu station down in there. You know, just a few weeks ago, we was out here making wudu outside. So I'm saying there's a lot of things going on. Just a couple weeks ago, the walls were green. Now the walls are, tan, brown, gold. So I'm saying there's a lot going on. So we had to give credit where credit is due. You know, but, let me finish. There is a lot that has to be done, too. Now, one thing I want to say that if you want to hurry up and do something, get something done, we need to paint the downstairs. And we need money for that. And wait a minute, hold up. So before you leave, and anybody else leave, we need money to get the downstairs painted. So if you want to do something, anybody feel ain't nothing happening, quick. Let's make this happen. Let's try to get this going on this week. You know, so when next week you come in here, the downstairs be painted. So we don't want to just keep talking. I'm with you. Can you draw a straight line? Let's draw it. Let's get it done. All right, thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
You deal with it.
Is there, when you were there in Houston, did you get a chance to see what preparations were made to bring the foundation to existence, and what factors, the essential factors that were obligated to the community to do every day to bring that foundation to its reality? Because when you mentioned Texas, I know Texas builders, they had their brand new apartment building they had built, and because I was preaching to them not to build buildings on condominiums, meaning for singles, it's sexism, right? It fell down. And I just wondered, when you told the story about the states with the shops, I'm thinking that the shops are the prayers. So what is needed in a space of people bowing down if their principles are practiced in everyday trade in the family, for building family? What kinds of shops and what kinds of people come to the shops? Because are they single people or whole family shopping? Because that's what I saw in looking and observing different communities where they're building new malls, and I'm seeing black people single, but I see European and Mexican families, mother, father, and baby. I want to know what's the foundation for drawing to the square. What do we each want?
Awesome.
Assalamu alaikum. We have do you feel the spirit? I mean, we brought the energy back from Houston. And one of the things that, if we've been reading, two things I want to say, and I want, inshallah, we continue with Brother Jihad, Brother Kawi, Dr. Zay, whatever, to continue sharing. But I just want to interject a couple of things that happen, I think, that are when Allah gives you a community and He shows you progress, it's a sign for us on how to progress. And if we've been reading in the Muslim Journal, there was a series of articles by Imam Wazir Ali and other members in the community. One of the things that I thought was so powerful was how they got to this idea of a vision, how they got to the idea of a thought that everybody in the community, pioneer, the young people, the high school students, the young professionals, the business owners, how they got everybody on the same vision. And I thought there's something I've been talking to Dr. Zayd, inshallah, that's something we want to do here. But they had a series of focus groups or listening sessions. And what they had a focus group for the pioneers, they had a focus group for the youth, for the high school students, for the college students. They had a focus group for the professionals. They had a focus group for the business entrepreneur. That's exactly what Moses did. That's exactly what Moses did. So we have a model for us, just like the story in the Bible about Musa alayhi salam and how he organized his people. He got the best qualified of each area, and he let the leadership come from there, the vision come from there, so they grew to find one vision of community life. We need to do the same thing, because it's been a long time, and we have to recognize that our community, just like Dr. Zayd said, we have a soul. This community has a soul. This community has a history. This community has a legacy of leadership. There have been leaders here. There have been things that have happened here that have caused a certain spirit to develop. So we have to listen, and we have to understand and get what is the vision for community life? What is it? And this is I'm asking for this question for us to think about it, not to get the answer today, but for us to think about it. And inshallah, in the near future, we'll be able to develop these focus groups so that we can have a vision. And when you have a vision and you do the work, you have a different spirit of community. They built this masjid with no money, faith, and a little bit of money, and Allah did the rest. And they put hard work with it. Now where we stood, the area that we stood and had the grand opening, they have plans already drawn up for a community center. That's the question. What is the plan for the community? We're sharing today. Right now, we're sharing Houston's, what happened in Houston. And we have to develop that. We don't have the answer right now. We have land. We want to say what happened with they have land. They said we're going to have a 20,000 square foot Warithuddeen Mohammed Community Center with school, with the gymnasium, with the swimming pool, with the kitchen, restaurants. Move on to build businesses. This is their vision. And they have the plans. And when they were able to accomplish the message, they keep, as Allah says in the Quran, when you finish with one task, labor on to the next task. So then the question is, what is the vision for this community? Are we going to, like the sister said, are we going to go up some 2-3 more levels? Are we going to take this parking lot and make a high school gymnasium, Claire Muhammad, W.D. Muhammad High School, Claire Muhammad Elementary School? We're going to buy these houses at the block, have a community center. It's an old plan, but are we? What is the vision today? Are we going to? Is that our plan? Yes, ma'am. That's why we have to. Well, this is a new day. This is a new day. We're not talking today. And we want the spirit, and that's what we hope that we get today from Houston. I'm going to share the mic now with Brother Jihad, Brother Kawi, Dr. Zayd. But we want that we have an example in Houston of what we can achieve here at Masjid Muhammad. So inshallah, if we can take the best, because we know the Muslim deals in what? The best part. The Muslim deals in the best part. So look at the best of what we have in Masjid Muhammad, the best of our spirit, the best of our legacy, and the bright future ahead of us. And let's put our minds together. That's why we have the focused groups, the listening sessions, in a way that we can make sure we get everybody's point of view and hear all the concerns. Because the community has to be, not talk forever, but this is how we get a clear vision. This is how we get a clear thought for moving forward. So inshallah with that, assalamu alaikum. I'm going to pass the microphone. Yes, ma'am.
As-salamu. This masjid, Muhammad. I know I came behind some when I came before, but I came in the time that we're still in the time we need to have something to call out on. Muhammad was the leader. Let me mention something here. Imagine Muhammad did beautiful, good things, sister. We hadn't always had fell behind the whip. Imagine Muhammad was the, when you came from Masjid Muhammad, in time going by, Masjid Muhammad on the square. Masjid Muhammad was the only masjid that everybody came from Masjid Muhammad. All right. Because this masjid, we had everything. All the nuns and everybody came from any palace, came from Masjid Muhammad. We had did beautiful thing here, sister. We had been on this for a long time, building this masjid and all the other things to be a example for the rest of the masjid. So we all right. We're not dead. We are still living here. Thank you, ma'am. We are not in no mall here. This is a masjid. No, ma'am. It would be a lie though, cause this masjid. But what Muhammad did say, he did mention this too. But we know this unity that you mentioned that we don't have, which I myself witnessed some of this not like it used to be. But Allah, He gonna take care of everything. So don't worry about the thing that you don't have to worry about. Just put the hand on Allah, but He gonna take care of everything. And don't worry about it. And don't mention it's a grave. There's no graveyard here. So you got people that we are still living. We built this masjid, and we are trying to keep this masjid going.
Yes, sisters, anyone have any other concerns? Any other concerns or questions that we like to entertain at this moment before we close out? You answered it. You already answered.
Assalamu alaikum. I understand what the sister is saying. We are kind of we pray to Allah, and if we are Muslim, true Muslim, and we pray to Allah, everything we want will be given to us.
Right.
But we have to get up. I mean, you can't sit and wait for Allah to come and do it for us. He ain't gonna do it for us. We got to do it. And you can't say, oh, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. And we have raised a lot of money since 1940 when I came in this mosque. We cooked, we slaved, we worked hard. Just on U Street alone, we raised over $900 or $9,000 or something on U Street. We sold $100 plates dinner. But then where will the money go? You see? The money has been not where it should be. And this is why we don't have what we should have. And this is why this whole place has not been built, because somebody has moved the money where it shouldn't have been. Salaam alaikum.
Masjid-ullah. Alhamdulillah. We thank everyone for their concerns and questions. You have a question? Okay, I think we're getting ready to close out. And hopefully, inshallah, we'll continue our Ramadan fast and get ready for iftar tonight. Find spirit of being unified for progress and community life. Thank you very much. We'll close out with Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا